Before Roswell, before Area 51, there was Maury Island, an obscure corner of Washington state, a harbor patrolman, and a UFO story so strange it left behind scorched metal, dead witnesses, and classified files that even the FBI couldn't keep straight. This case was the first recorded mention of the Men in Black, and if the timeline is to be believed, this may have been the moment the US government decided that some secrets were so valuable, they were willing to ensure that lives were lost to protect them. In the weeks following Kenneth Arnold's widely publicized UFO sighting in June of 1947, another significant event emerged that would profoundly shape UFO discourse. Known as the Maury Island Incident, this event occurred in Puget Sound, Washington, embedding narratives of conspiracy and governmental secrecy into UFO literature. Harold Dahl, described by contemporaries as a dependable family man and harbor patrolman, conducted maritime patrols near Maury Island. Dahl's associate, Fred Lee Chrisman, was known locally for his ambitious personality and vivid storytelling, traits that later influenced perceptions of their credibility. On June 21, 1947, Dahl was patrolling waters near Maury Island with his son Charles, two co-workers, and their family dog. Around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Dahl reported observing 6 metallic disc-shaped objects, each roughly 100 feet in diameter with hollow centers, flying in formation overhead. According to Dahl's account, documented in contemporary Tacoma Times articles, one object descended, hovering directly above his vessel. Another craft joined it, and following a loud metallic sound, debris began to fall, initially resembling silvery paper-like material, then heavier molten slag. This debris reportedly damaged Dahl's boat, injured his son, and caused the death of their dog. Dahl collected samples of the debris and claimed to photograph the objects before seeking medical attention for his son in Tacoma. The day following the reported sighting, Dahl claimed to be visited by an unidentified individual dressed in a black suit driving a new black Buick sedan. This individual, knowledgeable about Dahl's encounter, warned Dahl not to discuss the incident, implicitly threatening harm to Dahl and his family. Ignoring this caution, Dahl disclosed the events to Chrisman, handing over debris samples and photographs. Chrisman claimed to confirm seeing debris at Maury Island himself, though he later stated the photographs Dahl provided were mysteriously damaged and unusable. With UFO sightings garnering widespread media attention by July, Chrisman contacted Ray Palmer, editor of Amazing Stories magazine. Palmer engaged Kenneth Arnold, whose prior sighting popularized the term flying saucer, to investigate. Notably, Arnold experienced another sighting during his flight to Tacoma, observing several brass-colored objects near his aircraft. Upon arrival in Tacoma, Arnold discovered a hotel room already booked under his name. On July 30th, Arnold and pilot Emil J. Smith interviewed Dahl and Chrisman. Dahl recounted subsequent personal hardships, including his son's declining health and unexplained property damage. After inspecting debris samples provided by Dahl and Chrisman, Arnold expressed skepticism. Arnold subsequently notified U.S. Army counterintelligence authorities, prompting involvement by experienced Army officers Lieutenant Frank Brown and Captain William Davidson. During a confidential meeting at Tacoma's Winthrop Hotel, sensitive details were anonymously leaked to the Tacoma Times newspaper. Shortly afterward, Brown and Davidson were killed when their aircraft crashed, a tragedy officially attributed to mechanical failure, yet contemporaneously suspected as sabotage. Amid intensifying scrutiny, Dahl and Chrisman retracted their claims, publicly labeling the incident a hoax. However, archival FBI vault documents indicate Dahl privately maintained his initial account, suggesting he retracted publicly due to intimidation and fear. Arnold also reported suspected sabotage on his flight home, finding the fuel valve deliberately closed. Official inquiries by the Air Force and the FBI concluded the Maury Island incident was a hoax, asserting the debris was typical industrial slag. Yet, internal FBI communications, archived in the FBI vault, reveal contradictions. Special Agent Jack Wilcox recorded Dahl's reluctance to categorically label the incident a fabrication, noting Dahl would publicly call it a hoax, only to avoid further trouble. FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover personally monitored the case, underscoring official apprehension not entirely reflected in public disclosures. The U.S. Army officially attributed the crash of Brown and Davidson's plane to engine failure. However, public speculation about sabotage persisted, fueled by anonymous informants and detailed reporting in newspapers such as the Tacoma Times, which extensively covered sabotage theory. Regardless of official conclusions, the Maury Island incident significantly influenced subsequent UFO narratives, notably concerning alleged government secrecy and the emergence of the Men in Black trope. Gray Barker's influential 1956 book, They Knew Too Much About Flying Saucers, highlighted Maury Island as foundational evidence supporting the existence of clandestine governmental agents. The Maury Island Incident remains a compelling case in UFO studies, illustrating challenges in verifying extraordinary claims and reflecting intersections among civilian experiences, media narratives, governmental responses, and public perceptions. Was it a hoax, a cover-up, or something stranger? The Maury Island Incident is more than a UFO story. It's a snapshot of a nation on edge, a time when Cold War paranoia, sensationalist media, and genuine anomalies blurred the line between fantasy and fact. And somewhere in that fog are real people. Dahl, Chrisman, Arnold, Brown, Davidson. Their stories don't just ask us to believe, they ask us to remember. Because the truth isn't just out there, it's buried in the fine print. Thanks for watching this video all the way through. If this made you think twice, subscribe. We followed the stories they tried to bury. And if you liked this dive into the shadows, leave a like. It tells the algorithm we're not alone.